Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Fighter Showcase video. This time we're finally covering Wild Child. I know it's long overdue. Apologize for that. Thank you all so much for the very kind comments, by the way. It's really nice to see how much support I get. And it's really touching. But anyway, for Wild Child is a very interesting umbrella. I think it might be my favorite because she's so fun to play. She reminds me of Candy Crusher in a way because she's able to like spam blockbusters fairly easy. But unlike Candy Crush, which just needs to be overstuffed and get haste, Wild Child has some additional complexity with her signature ability. So her first signature ability is that while she's not overstuffed, all her throw hits are able to drain the opponent's meter, which is quite interesting because her throw moves such as Salt Grinder, Tongue Twister, and Feeding Time, they are throw hits, but they also increase your hunger meter to overstuff. So if you just spam them, you're going to be in overstuff and you're not going to be draining any meter from the opponent. So it provides a really interesting use case where there needs to be some additional thought in the way you use your blockbusters. You need to manage your hunger meter more. I think this was the original vision of how people should play Umbrella, but her other variants kind of just leans into one or the other. You either play full Ravenous, or like Candy Crusher, you just play full overstuffed. Wild Child is an interesting one because you kind of have to be in the middle somewhat. Like, you don't want to be fully overstuffed because she then doesn't really have an ability, but then you don't also want to be fully Ravenous because you're not really dealing that much damage. But also you want to use throw hits, which removes you from being in that Ravenous state. So it's really interesting dynamic, and I just enjoyed so much playing Wild Child. And I hope more variants like this comes into play for Umbrella, because I think hunger meter management is so fun and it's so interesting and it's just different. If I'm being honest here, Wild Child is pretty, I would say, above average for a silver. Definitely nothing crazy to talk about. Candy Crusher might still be the best superior option, but she does get countered by Bleed, whereas Wild Child just doesn't really care about any buffs really. She does struggle a lot against higher defenders because of that lack of a damage multiplier, but all in all, she's a really fun variant and I hope you enjoy this showcase. With that said, let's get into the fight. Okay y'all, so we are at the Son of a Beach prize fight at Streak 30, and we're gonna test out Wild Child and see how far she can go. Let's go. Okay, we'll start first with a normal combo here. We're gonna launch up. Let's get Salt Grinder in to fill our meter. Oh, nice. All our meter is filled. We can go for a Acid Reflux here. Nice. Oh, I just killed it. Okay, so now I can start off with a Tongue Twister. Let's add our Prestige. I use this. And eat her up. Nice. Now let's go with a BB3. And we're gonna use a Tongue Twister here to start our combo and kill him off. Nice. Oh, that was pretty good. I actually really enjoy using Wild Child because it's quite unique. You need like moves that increase your meter and reduce your meter in order to work. It's quite a nice dynamic and it's quite different from the others. Although I do use this moveset as well for Candy Crusher, and it works quite well. So we can kind of trap the opponent in almost an infinite combo here with our meter gain, especially if you have a lot of it going on. So let's start with a Tongue Twister here. Let's start with a Hunger. And I'll start with a Grab. Go with an Acid Reflux right here, just to reduce our meter further. And then I'm gonna use a Wither Forecast. Let's go with a BB3 for now, just to get it out of the way. Then I can finish off with a Tongue Twister. It fills up our pips. Can probably start with a Grab here. And go with an Acid Reflux, just to reduce the hunger meter again. So ideally, by the time we use Salt Grinder here, we can fill our blockbusters, which is perfect. So now we've got Tongue Twister online. I'm just gonna use more combos so that we got our BB3 online as well. So let's go with the BB tongue twister now. And go with an acid reflux. Nice. So let's talk about her abilities real quick. So while not overstuffed, Umbrella's throw hits have a 20% chance to drain 15% of the opponent's blockbuster meter. So with drains, not only it reduces the opponent's meter, but you're also getting some meter back. That's where Salt Grinder and Tongue Twister kind of comes into play here, and to fill up our feeding time. Feeding time is our BB3. It's gonna fill quite fast. Even from a single Salt Grinder, you might have a chance to just completely fill it in. And if not, just from the nature of your combo game, because Umbrella can do a large number of combos, and if you have enough meter gain, this feeding time is gonna get activated pretty quickly. The second ability is Inflict 2 stacks of slime for 15 seconds when the opponent is knocked down. That's just an additional useful thing to handle with like buff heavy opponents. In this prize fight, because they start with immunity, we don't really see that in action that much, but make no mistake, like Wild Child can inflict 4 stacks of slime pretty easily with the combination of Acid Reflux and Tongue Twister. So let's look at the stats real quick here. So I've got almost 100% attack, not quite there yet, but of course maximum piercing is of course much needed. I've got a bit of HP, which is a bit nice, and a bit of meter gain as well. So a lot of our moves here are playing with grabs and throw hits, for example Tongue Twister, Feeding Time, and Salt Grinder. None of this can crit, and you don't really need crit for Umbrella anyway. That's why I don't have any crit rate or crit damage going on. Special cooldown is also not that needed. It's really just for Salt Grinder. But meter gain is quite useful just so that you can do almost like an infinite blockbuster combo. Hopefully you've seen from the past 2 battles that the opponent really had no chance to just do anything. Whenever one gets down, the new one comes in, I immediately go for a Tongue Twister to start the combo game with Acid Reflux, or I might go with like a grab. So I think I don't really know whether there's any moves that I want to change here, because Acid Reflux and Under the Weather are really good tools to reduce the hunger meter, just so that Salt Grinder and Tongue Twister can fill it up again in order to get that meter for feeding time. Like I could run some bubbles here, but like I think because of the nature of combos, Acid Reflux is just a superior way, and because we're filling meter quite fast, special moves, we don't really need them that much. Acid Reflux fills in almost immediately after a single Salt Grinder, and Under the Weather provides an additional utility with Wither. So I'm gonna keep this moveset for the whole video here. I've tried Hunger and Rush, didn't really like where it's going, and it's usually just still a worse version of Acid Reflux. We really want Acid Reflux to reduce that hunger meter for her first signature ability. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep playing with this set. It's really good. I don't see any reason why to change any other things. But if you guys have any suggestions, then feel free to put down that down in the comments below, just to see how else you might play with a Wild Child. This is what I came up with, the moveset, and it's working pretty well. And yeah, we're just gonna keep on continuing and see how much damage she can actually deal when dealing with better and more powerful defenders. So Wild Child's attack is at 9k, I think at maximum it's at 11k, which is good for a silver, but definitely not top tier or anything. She also doesn't have any damage multiplier, so the combo game from Umbrella it's actually really useful just to get that extra damage in and to fill it the meter as well. That's why we have maximum piercing as well. We don't have any damage multipliers, so she may struggle with a lot of armor heavy variants, but hopefully the slime from her second ability and from Acid Reflux and Tongue Twister can help to just chip a bit more damage. So with that said, we're just gonna go straight into the games and continue on. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a Salt Grinder again as usual. That's just the bread and butter to fill in our hunger meter, but most importantly, our blockbuster meter. Nice, Tongue Twister is fully filled. So we're gonna use Acid Reflux first, just to get rid of the hunger meter a bit more. And I think she's already dead, so we don't even have to do anything. Let's start with a Feeding Time. So we start with the Tongue Twister now. We want to trap them in a combo every single time, just so that they can't really do anything. So we can start with a forecast. I think he's dead now. Okay. So we're gonna start with a grab here. And then followed by an acid reflux. And I'm gonna use a salt grinder here to fill in more meter. Nice. Notice that the opponent has not been doing anything. I sincerely hope they take a look at Puddle Pirate next. It's such a shame that some of the Umbrella variants just needs a bit more work. I'm glad they made this change for Wild Child. She feels a bit more unique now. Okay, maybe not super unique since her niche is kind of similar to Candy Crush in a way. So I'm gonna end her with a feeding time here. So let's start with a tongue twister. And then go for an acid reflux. So no, I'm kind of hoping now that I've got enough meter here for... Nice. Wither Forecast is actually really important for Wild Child. Because we need a lot of that hunger meter to get reduced. Now I can just repeat the process, so I'll start with a feeding time. Good damage, good damage. So then I'll start with a tongue twister. And then an acid reflux. Now our goal is just to get rid of our hunger meter. And to gain as much normal meter as we can. Let's go with an acid reflux. So as much meter as you can possibly get is a really good stat to have for Wild Child. Now I can... Oh, I missed that. I was supposed to catch her with Salt Grinder, but I kind of missed it. No worries though. I'm inflicting 4 stacks of slime now. Let's go with a Wither Forecast. And then I'll finish her off with like a feeding time.
I'll patch it right up.
Alright, so we're at streak 40 now, so this is probably gonna be the last video for this, the last fight for this video. We're gonna start off with a Salt Grinder as always, get some meter and some hunger. We're gonna start off with a Acid Reflux. Now that the opponent is in the corner, we can really start to go ham here. So I'm starting off with a feeding time. Let's go with a Prestige. Now I can go with a Tongue Twister. And now I can start getting rid of some hunger meter. Oh shoot. Okay, I kind of messed up there. Let's restart that again. So Acid Reflux. I'm giving her so much health now. That is kind of crazy. Okay, now she's finally dead. Okay, let's fill up some meter. Easy meter. Acid Reflux, let's go. She got Miasma, which can be a bit dangerous, but that's fine. So our hunger meter is really low now, so we can use a Tongue Twister. And just repeat the process. Nice, she just dies instantly. Okay. I'm just here to get some meter first. Let's try to get rid of our hunger here. Go for a feeding time. For some easy health. And then some tongue twister, and that should do it. Alright y'all, so that is Wild Child. Hopefully you can see how crazy she can be in like just looping the opponent in combos again and again without providing them a way to attack. It does require just a tiny bit of practice to get used to it, but once you're settled, once you're done, once you're in the zone, you can kind of just keep on looping the opponent again and again, and it's pretty strong, pretty powerful. But as I said before, she does lack any damage multiplier, so she's relying a lot on her own base attack, which against things like Splitting Image or Dream Band in higher prize fight streaks when they have like 500% bonus HP, it gets a bit difficult to bring them down. So definitely she does have some weaknesses, but I'm really excited to play. I'm really happy to see Wild Child like this. She feels a bit more unique. She feels like an umbrella that actually cares about the hunger meter and managing it. And it just provides a really interesting and fun dynamic. So I think I really like the design. Is it the best umbrella? Probably not. Is it the best silver umbrella? Hard to say. I think Candy Crushers just nudges over her just a tiny bit, but that's up to debate. Anyway guys, that's all for this video. Hope you all have a great day ahead. Thank you all so much for the comments again. Hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'm looking forward to the new patch whenever it drops. It seems like something big is in the works, so really excited to see what's that about. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, guys.